Are you ready for your intimate chat?
Yeah, I am very much so. Born ready.
All right, here we go. So like I said, get your photo, get your video, and then let's just be in the moment so we can really have an intimate fireside chat with the legend. So tell me how a young boy from Mazung, which is an inner city in Pakistan, goes from that stage to September 13th, Chicago 2024, with a room of 100 people waiting to meet you.
Yeah. Look, I was just a young kid, like the kids are sitting here. Just wanted to play sport. I didn't know that I'll become a cricketer and play for Pakistan. But obviously, my heroes when I was a young kid was the great Javed Miandad, and then of course Imran Khan. And when they picked me up, and Javed picked me up, I realized I'm onto something here. When I came into Pakistan team, I've been saying this story for 40 years. It's better to read a book. I'm not promoting my book, but I have put everything in detail in that book. You've been through that book. But I think what I've learned generally over the years, I retired about 2 decades ago, and that success, consistent success, doesn't come easy. You've got to either be a doctor, either you're an engineer, either you're a teacher, whatever you do, you never be satisfied with your own performance. And I think that's why I got this particular idea early on when I came into Pakistan team. And I think also that mentors are very important. I had very good ones. Like I said, Javed Miandad, Imran Khan, and then Mudassar Nazar, one of our senior pros, who really taught us on and off the field, more importantly off the field. If you're traveling abroad, try to learn their culture, don't stay in your room. Don't just stay in your room and order Pakistani food. If you're in Australia, okay. Once a week I'm all for an Indian Pakistani food, we do love our food. But if you're traveling in a different culture, just try to understand that culture too. And I think that also helped me a lot to become a good cricketer. And I'm still learning. Learning never stops, in general life.
In Pakistan, it's very difficult for someone to break into the Pakistani national team. There's a lot of other elements that work. You didn't have any connections. You didn't have any resources per se. So you have to have a lot of mental strength. Which parents did you get that mental strength from?
My parents got divorced when I was about 13 years old, so I lived with my mom at my grandmother in Lahore, Mazand. And I think that's where I started playing cricket on the streets. I went to a very good school, cathedral school, we have a British principal. Everything was in English, apart from Urdu was in Urdu. So that eventually helped. And parents, I think dad was busy, typical, born in, I think 35, 36, he's no more with us, but he was just working hard, trying to provide us, bread and butter. And mom was just looking after 4 kids. And I just played. I mean, I wasn't focused on my studies. I think my focus wasn't there. But I was in every sport, every team in my school, from basketball to cricket to hockey. I could never play being a left-hander. I was sort of taken aback. What sort of sport is that? The left-handers can't play, apparently. You have to do a different kind of hockey, otherwise you'll be running the wrong way. And I was in athletics, but I was just focused on sports, and I've got this lucky break. It's a very complicated kind of thing, but nowadays it's not that difficult to come into Pakistan team. You play first-class cricket for about a year or two, top, perform there as a batsman or as a bowler, you'll get picked up. Now we have quantity, unfortunately, not quality. Yeah, that's the problem with the whole country, am I right? Yeah.
I think the current Pakistan team, as you say, is reflective of the nation.
Yeah, a lot of Pakistanis in Pakistan and Pakistanis living abroad, when they ask me, how come Pakistan team is not consistent cricket team? And I look at them and I say, look, they are a product of that culture. So whatever that culture is, this is what Pakistan cricket team is all about. In the 90s, luckily for us, there weren't any mobile phones, there weren't any social media. We had to go out, we had to get out, to get to know people, to get to know the culture. And these guys don't even leave their room nowadays. I'm not talking about the cricket team in general, I'm talking about the young generation of the world now. They don't know how to interact with other people. They don't know how to socialize. And if you're not confident as a person, it will affect what you do in life. If you're a doctor again, or an engineer, or a teacher, confidence has to be there. So currently, we can give a lot of advices in Pakistan. I don't know what Pakistan is doing abroad, but India, Pakistan, they have a lot of advices. We do. They just don't stop. They keep on coming. Keeps on coming.
Everyone's an expert on everything.
Everyone is an expert. And they never left their room. That's the funny bit. Yeah.
So on that note, like many in this audience, when you went to Lancashire in 1988, it was a new culture for you.
Yeah, it was. I was 20, 21 years old. I remember I arrived there. My first game was in Nottinghamshire. My manager, Alan Ormer, picked me up from Heathrow Airport. I was traveling back from West Indies. It was finished that tour and then joined Lancashire. I think first week, 10 days, I hardly spoke to anyone. For starters, Lancashire is in north of England, and you can't understand them on a good day. Me being a Lahori, and in that accent, for the first 10 days, I had no idea what they were saying. I just nodded everything and said yes. Eventually, they asked me, "Do you understand what we are saying?" I said no. But yeah, it was a great experience for me. I learned a lot as a young kid. In Pakistan, I don't know about here, American, Indian, Pakistani, Sri Lankan, subcontinent, even Bangladeshis. How do you treat your kids here, especially the boys? Because we tend to spoil boys a lot more than girls in Pakistan. I don't know about you guys living here. So I think at a 21-year-old, I had to do everything myself. That was the first time I even learned how to get near the washing machine. Things you do this normally here, and I have to make my bed. I have to literally organize my kit bag. My mom used to do it before, my sister, my staff at home. But that also helped me a lot. I got lost a bit. Those days there was no what you call them, that navigational thing on car, GPSs. So I used to they gave me a car, a sponsored car. My name was written on the side. Nobody knew who I was. It was Volvo. I got lost every time. Every time for about 2 months. I used to follow a taxi back home. So nowadays life is easier. But yeah, I think after the first season when I came back into Pakistan team, after playing 6 months for Lancashire, I became one of the top players in world cricket. And that's how when Pakistanis and Indians and from subcontinent, when they go play county, you make sure you spend time with your teammates. What usually we do, we go at 8 o'clock at 9 o'clock at the ground, we play a game and then we leave to be either with Pakistani friends or Indian friends. And I realized at 21 years old, look, I'm here for next 6 years. They gave me a 6-year contract. I might as well make friends with my Lancashire teammates and get to know their culture. And to starters, try to understand what they're saying. And but yeah, that was great fun. And they're doing a reunion of the 90s, big dinner, 20th of October. I wasn't able to make it. I have to make a video to send it. But great memories. I still have a house there in up north in England. I haven't been there for a year and a half. I hope it's still there. But yeah, and I still have friends in Fairbrother, Michael Atherton, Flintoff, and many more you guys don't know. They were county legends. So yeah, that helped me a lot as off the field a lot more because I became confident.
And you said something earlier where people don't leave their hotel room. And so I think what you're saying is the importance of going out and making friends.
Yeah, and getting to know the culture, okay, if you're Muslim, alhamdulillah. If there's no halal food, have seafood. Have something. Don't look for just freaking pie and nihari night before the game. Because it's a heavy stuff. In the 90s, we didn't have any information or knowledge. We just kind of did things that we saw either Imran eating like this or Javed Miandal, and then we trained a lot. But nowadays you can Google whatever you want, a lot more information nowadays. They should be a lot fitter than us, but unfortunately they're not.
So one version of cricket lasts a whole day. And so in that format, they actually break for lunch. So
Test cricket lunch and tea.
how nutritious were some of the Pakistani test lunches?
I don't know how is the food like there, but I remember our days it was like a wedding. We used to have proper buffet in our dressing room with biryanis, niharis, with oily stuff. And I think that was the only food available then. But eventually we realized that food matters a lot. Now we do know. But I don't know, present boys, most of the boys now come from very humble backgrounds. So again, I came from a humble background. I learned, I'm still learning. So self-learning is also very important in life. A lot of people say Pakistan Cricket Board should teach these kids how to speak English. But Pakistan Cricket Board job is to organize cricket for them. Their job is not to teach them. And I think that's the boys have to learn themselves. I'm not talking about English. Just learn your national language. Have your vocabulary, read Urdu, listen to Urdu, read Urdu magazines or newspapers. That's how you evolve. That's how you do your, skills.
Well, you mentioned in your book how the best players generally are the most well-developed as a person as well.
Yeah, absolutely. One-off fluke can happen. You talk about number one player in the world cricket, straight away you come to think of Virat Kohli and see what he does on and off the field. What sort of food he eats, what sort of, when he talks, you understand exactly, young kids understand where he's coming from. So that's very important. I'm not talking about languages, I'm talking about how to express yourself. And that's where I think our cricket team lacks as well now. And this, by the way, these are the best players we have. There is no short-term remedy in Pakistan cricket. Okay, surgery ho jayegi, we'll do this, we'll do nothing. These are the best players we have. The systems weren't there. No club cricket left. When I was there, college cricket was massive. I played for Islamia College Civil Lines and Government College Lahore. Used to be 20,000 kids watching the game. Back. College cricket is gone, club cricket is gone. So I don't know what's happening. So yeah, there is no short-term solution, unfortunately.
You were recently asked for a quick fix.
Yeah, I did. They asked me to become a CEO. Thank you very much, Mr. Wasim Akram, but I declined it very politely. Because I know I can't make any difference. There's no point me shifting to Lahore. My family is in Melbourne. I live in Karachi, shuttle between Melbourne and Karachi. And I'm being living in Pakistan, I'm very unlike Pakistan. Means I'm on time, I wake up early, I sleep early. I'm probably the only one in Pakistan at my age. Probably. I call my friends my age, and Monday is the first day of the week, am I right? Everybody's ready to go. I call them at I've done my walk, I've done my gym, I had my breakfast. It's 11 o'clock, let's call them now. They're half asleep. Yeah, it's very normal. And then they say, by the time they're 40, I'm diabetic, I've got kidney problem. That's why.
When is the first time you met your legend, Imran Khan?
Yeah, I had his posters in my room as a young 14 years old, 15, 13-year-old, and Javed Miandaz, and I think Zahira Passes. We finished the New Zealand tour, and we were coming back to Australia to play, I think it was a mini World Cup in Melbourne and Sydney, couple of games in Sydney. So Imran joined us at Sydney Airport. We landed in Sydney, we were going to Melbourne. It wasn't direct flight, so he joined us in Sydney. I was in awe. I've never met him before. He remembered my name. He said, I saw you bowling, you're very good. He took my name and that was it. Never looked back, and then he just took me under his wings. Great, had a great time in Imran. On and off the field. Party theek thaak karte.
What did you observe from him in your 4 or 5 years with him that you thought, this is what it takes to be a leader?
Very simple kind of principles, straightforward, honest, hardworking, and strategy, making bold decisions, and again, not scared of losing. If you're scared of losing, most of the time in life you will lose. Doesn't matter the opposition, doesn't matter the situation. You got to tackle it, and tackle it, with confidence. And that's what he did. He led from the front. When you talk about leading from the front, you talk about, I mean, if I'm sitting on my chair and telling my team to run around, they'll do it for a week maybe, but after about a week and a half, they'll say, go to hell. So he used to start training more than anyone himself. We had to do it. There was no other option instead. So it was very simple but straightforward leadership by Imran. And once he believed in anything, as a leader, as a cricket captain, he will make sure, doesn't matter if we lose, we'll stick to that decision. There were no two minds, never. Yeah.
There's a story where the next day after a test match, someone left the scoreboard up on the stadium scoreboard.
Yeah. It was, I think, 88 West Indies tour. We were playing, those days West Indies were unbeatable. The 90s, the late 80s, they were the best team in the world. And we got hammered, I think it was one day in Trinidad and Tobago. We scored 240, it was a big total then. I think I vaguely remember, maybe more, in 88. And then it was a rain-affected game, 43 over game. And this got it in 37 overs. And Imran Bhai got hammered, like proper hammered. And those days, the scorecards, the old scorecards, they were scorecards to put the thing. So the next day, obviously we got hammered to get early morning practice. That's what Imran used to do, okay? We're going for practice early morning. Couldn't say no to him, okay? So arrived there, we just warmed up, and then we were about to start our laps. And Imran looked at the scorecard, Imran Khan 6 overs, I think 60 for none. That was the analysis that mine and other bowlers. And he stopped, everybody stopped because he was leading the team. And one of our teammates, Zakir Khan, who Imran used to take on tours. He was a very talented bowler, Zak, but he was very close to skipper like myself. And he stopped, he told him, he was wearing nails, those spikes, we all were. He said, jump that particular railing, about 6 foot high, with those spikes, walk up those cement stairs about 35 to 40, and then take those iron stairs on the scorecard, about 3 stories high, and go remove that analysis. And he did. We just watched him and we just laughed. Thank God it wasn't me.
In his spikes.
In his nails, yes.
1992, the World Cup finals. Most people agree that those are the 2 best balls ever delivered in the history of cricket. Could you do them today?
Today? Jeez. I mean, an ambulance, I played a charity game last year, about 3 overs, I couldn't move for 8 weeks. I said, that's it, I'm done with cricket, man. Yeah, World Cup, I think most of, quite a few people here from that era, Baki the young generation as well. But yeah, that was, I think according to the situation, probably the best deliveries I bowled. World Cup final, partnership is going, 90,000 people, the holy month of Ramadan back home. We don't sleep anyway, so that's an excuse as well not to sleep. So everybody is awake, watching that game at 4 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning, Pakistan time. And, it was incredible the way we started the World Cup. We lost to Sri Lanka practice game, we lost to South Africa practice game. Then we had one practice game in Canberra against over 40 cricketers. They weren't professionals. We lost to them as well. So that was a great start of the World Cup. But again, the leadership comes in. Imran had this I had a boombox CD player. Remember those days? You guys don't know what boombox is. It was a CD player about that big. We used to have it in a practice session. First time ever, Imran used to put, Nusrat Fateh used to put his music on. Allahu and all these qawwalis. And the practice is going on. Foreign press saying, what the heck is going on here? So it was quite, but he'd been telling from the beginning, he said, we're going to win this World Cup. Because he wanted to build that hospital. Now there are 2, and third one is almost ready in Karachi. Because his mother died from cancer. She was in pain. And he said, if she'd been through a lot, if we as a family been through a lot, very well off, we can travel, we can do pain management, whatever. How come average person survives? And that was his goal to build that hospital. And winning the World Cup was actually part of it.
Some people took his victory speech a little sideways. What's your view on his speech after they won the World Cup?
Like I said, we Pakistanis take things to the next level. We weren't even bothered what he was saying. We were too freaking happy we won the World Cup. And last thing, we weren't listening to Imran Khan. We were too excited, just celebrating and running around and cheering, you know. Yeah, we weren't bothered about it. I think the people got more bothered for some odd reason. We were fine. We won the World Cup. Captain will praise us later, it's okay. He forgot heat at the moment. It's not the end of the world.
How do you go from the absolute peak, 1992, and then how do you have the resilience to deal with 1996 and 1999 not finishing at top?
It's just part of the game. We take it to the next level. We, in subcontinent, especially, I don't know about Sri Lanka, but India, Pakistan, I know. We, in Western world, massive game, World Cup final, or Super Bowl, whatever you play in America, it's massive. The team loses, fans get upset, they criticize for a day or two, maybe 3 days. Chalo, social media, maybe a week. But in Pakistan or India, if I'm dying on my deathbed, I'll call my son and his sons and all my grandkids, their grandkids, and tell them, don't forget that ask Wasim Akram why we lost the 96 World Cup final. We don't forget. We don't believe that it's a game. It's okay. People lose, people win. Bad luck, better luck next time. They still ask me, kids who are not even born on social media. Their mom still cooks their meals. And they ask me why we lost the World Cup final. You weren't even born, buddy. We qualified for the final. Other team played better. They were there to play as well, remember? Yeah. They were the best team in the world at the time. We just, I think, it was just the final 99. And a lot of my friends, being from my part of the world, feels odd to say Pakistan Indian, but ye hota to hai India Pakistan mein. They arrived at 12 o'clock. The game started at 10:30 or 10 o'clock. They arrived at about 1, and they were complaining to me after the game. When the game finished, I was down, depressed, lost one-sidedly. Yeah, we did watch the game. We arrived late. You should have waited for us. That's what we waited for you. Yeah. Then you imagine me, I just abused them.
Give us an example.
Not the kids sitting here. Lots of kids sitting here. And the ladies.
2003, did you know retirement was coming?
Nothing is organized where we come from. Nothing is sorted. There is no last series. We don't plan it. We love kicking our heroes down. Unfortunately, in Pakistan, that's the culture. We don't need enemies. I've been saying it all along. हमें दुश्मनों की जरूरत नहीं है. हम खुद ही बहुत हैं. Yeah, we do actually. And same, there was a general, serving general chairman of PCB. Apparently, he knew more cricket than me. He didn't like me. He had a personal agenda against me.
You say that again, a serving general
Was the chairman PCB.
of the Pakistan Cricket Board.
Yeah.
And what was his qualification?
He was a serving general. That's a big deal in Pakistan, isn't it?
So how did retirement affect you?
I retired. I signed up after the World Cup and they didn't pick me up. 2003 World Cup. I signed up with Hampshire to play one season, and I think that was a big mistake. And after about 2 months, I realized playing for Hampshire, I'm done. I can't play cricket anymore. I was struggling every day. I wasn't happy. So that's a sign when you're not happy with your job, when you think I have to do it again, or cricket again. I think that was a sign. And then I retired and just announced called my wife, and I said, this is happening. He said, you ask anyone? I said, no, I'm asking you. I think I'm done. And she said, sure, if you want to. And that's all. In some 4-day post house, little hotel in England, I retired. That was it. But yeah, I think I'm fine. But this is our culture, I'm used to it.
How did you meet your first wife?
My late wife, I met her, a childhood love. I met her when she was, I think, about to go to college in England, in UCL, Karachi. And then she did 4 years bachelor in psychology. And then we got married in '93. And yeah, she was a huge part of my life. She also taught me a lot. She was a very intelligent, educated, pretty girl, woman. And gave me two beautiful boys. Now they're grown up. One is 23, Akbar, and Taimur is just at 27. And yeah, we miss her a lot, but she was a game changer in my life, definitely. Off the field and on the field.
You've spoken before about your Nani and the influence she had on you.
Yeah.
And so Homa also had a lot of influence.
She did. She was very kind of organized me a bit. I came from Lahore, from a broken family. You see, there's a saying, monkey see, monkey does. Whatever I saw in Lahore of my friends, my brothers, coming late was normal if you're married. Late means 4 o'clock in the morning, not like 12. 4 in the morning. That's what I saw, and I thought it was a very normal thing to do. And when I got married to her, obviously we had troubles because she was from Karachi, from educated background and all, but eventually things got settled down. And she used to travel with me. Then we waited 5 years for the first baby, Taimur. And then I think Taimur was born when I was 29. I got married when I was 25. So,
when a young person gets married, they go back and forth. At which moment with her did you say, maybe she's right?
I think eventually I realized she was right every time. Yeah. In the beginning, obviously it was tough. I was 25-year-old, traveling the world, getting attention wherever I go. But I think I learned from that take your time to get married. You have to prepare yourself, okay? I'm getting married, that's it. But some people don't. Most of them don't. Most of us, I didn't. But I think with my Shanira, all the mistakes I made with my late wife, Homa, I just don't want to repeat it with Shanira, and that's why we got a good relationship.
The book that you wrote, you said you wrote it for your children.
Yeah, I did.
What were some of the most difficult things to talk about?
Just revisiting all these allegations. So when some say Cricket 4 or Fox Cricket in Australia or ICC or any cricket board posts my video of my bowling in their country, thousands of comments, 100% Pakistanis, 100% Pakistanis. On those comments, they'll say he's a match fixer, not the foreigners, the Pakistanis. The guy, people who haven't been born. They weren't born when I played. Yeah. So that's where we have to change the culture. Well, I think it's going to take decades in Pakistan.
If I'm correct, it has them on Twitter.
There's quite a few.
So you had a message for some of them on the pavilion.
I have no message for that. They earn their living. It's a hard work to create a content every day. I mean, like the content creators, now YouTubers as we call them, or TikTokers. These guys do it every day. So they earn their living, sure. They can do whatever they want, it doesn't bother me.
So you retired, and then the unfortunately untimely passing of Homa.
Yeah, that was 2009 October, yeah.
And all of a sudden you're a single dad.
At that, I had 2 kids, one was 7, one was 9, so it wasn't a single guy thing. And obviously it was very tough. I hope nobody goes through it. I got lost. I mean, the first 6 months I had no idea what was happening. The kids, the clothes, the things I didn't even, knew that they existed. Their play dates, their school meetings, their spending time with them, waking up with them, taking them to school. Then I moved the cities, I moved to Karachi from Lahore. So it was very tough. But again, Shanira helped me a lot. We got married in 2013. After that, your life got a little easier. But first 2 years were very tough. Was very young.
What role has Shanira played in the next evolution of Wasim?
A lot, in fact. I think as far as the lifestyle concerns, before I met Shanira, it was normal for me to sleep at 12, 12:30, wake up by 9:30, 10, 11. But since that, on and off the field, both Shan, I wake up, go to bed by 10, 10:30, up at 5:36. It's a very different, healthy, happy lifestyle. She helped me to raise the boys too. Wasim Akram was, like I said, 9 years old when he met Shanira. And I have a beautiful 9.5-year-old daughter, Ayla Akram. And Shanira has been a breath of fresh air. My plan was not to get married. That was my plan. But you know, the say never. I met her in different cultures. She's 18 years younger than me. Okay, it sounds very exciting when you are 49, 50-year-old guy to marry someone 30-year-old. But eventually it's hard work. Because if you are tired, she's not. It's a general problem.
So that's why you've been getting fitter then as you go.
Yeah, I have to keep up.
And what's your relationship with Shanira's parents? How have they been helpful?
My father-in-law is 10 years older than me. So we just buddies. It sounds weird, I know that. But yeah, Tony Thompson, as Aussie as they come, very fit, walks, gyms every day. He's retired now. Literally retired. He does nothing. He looks after his garden, beaches, walks. And he's got 4 daughters, so visited his daughters. 3 of them are married. So it's a great relationship with them, with Tony and Greta, my mother-in-law.
It certainly seems from your book that the relationship with Shanira and her family has really helped you evolve and move forward.
Yeah, relaxed. I think my mother-in-law, my mother and my wife, from Australian, have the best relationship, Saas and Bahu. Because my mother she doesn't understand English, and Shanira doesn't understand Punjabi. So it's perfect. Mom just says to her, love you, the best. You don't have to go through these things.
So this is the secret for some of the young bachelors in the room.
Yeah, marry someone from foreign culture.
Then there's no mother-in-law and wife issues.
But mom said in Punjabi, it's Chirag. She did give that comment in Punjabi. She's very clever.
So going back to on the field, who are some of the toughest opponents you've had to face?
Look, I started off with Vivian Richards, Sunil Gavaskar, Erin Border, Graham Gooch, the greats of the game. This generation doesn't know them. And then you come to 90s, then you've got War Brothers, Pontings, Ryan Lara, Sachin Tendulkar, Sangakkara, Arvinder De Silva, all the greats. I get battles with every one of them. I mean, on their day they were phenomenal. On my day I was good too. I never thought before going to bed tomorrow I have to bowl at Viv Richards or tomorrow I have to bowl, what will happen? I was always excited for the battle. Instead of saying, oh, what will happen? You know, if we get chauka lag gaya, if we get hit for 4, for 6, what? No, I was looking forward. I used to attack the top dog. That's what I learned from my leaders, from the opposition. Always attack the captain or the main batter, or the main bowler.
So media and sports, we generally like to create rivalries.
Yeah.
That's why people watch.
Sure.
And generally, cricket is a very genteel game. It's considered the gentlemanly game. And most of those battles stop off the field. Tell us about maybe a rivalry that has persisted off the field.
Off the field, I think we were raised in such an era that off the field we were actually fine. We used to hang out with Indian team. They were good buddies, all of them. Same language, same food, and with Australian they hardly understood. I was batting with one of our great batsmen. I'm not naming them because the 90s cricket has gone nuts now in Pakistan. They've gone berserk. They get upset if you even make up a story. This idea is to just have a laugh. But so I stopped taking names now. One of our, what was all about? We were talking about just talking about. I mean, क्या question पूछा?
Basically, off the field, फिर भी लड़ाई होगी.
Yeah, off the field, we never had anything. Once we're done, once the last ball is over, we're fine. We're okay. Hi, bye, friendly with everyone, and all the stuff like this.
India के साथ.
India was always very friendly, great rivalry. We knew that if we do well against India or vice versa, Indians do well against Pakistan. Both the countries, billion people watching. you become a certain star or instant hero. But off the field, we were very good friends. Ravi Shastri, Maninder Singh, Sunny Bhai, I mean, those सबसे very friendly with all of them. And even the present cricketers are very nice. I mean, but on the field, we were both were very aggressive. I don't know when we're going to win against India next. Maybe not in my lifetime, maybe one off. But yeah, when you guys, who came to New York for India-Pakistan game? चलो अच्छा है बच गए Friend of mine complained to me, I came to New York, I spent $30,000 and you know what to do. I said I could have done this basically free for you. I would have come to your home and abused you. Why are you spending 30 grand?
Is that offer still valid?
Yeah. Ever. Free aa jaunga main.
So when you say this, it makes me think that India, Pakistan, obviously there's politics involved. But from a people-to-people perspective, what has your experience been?
Great people-to-people contact is important in general. I've been a huge advocate of, political differences apart, but people-to-people contact has to be there. But like you said, it's political. And I also tell my Indian and Pakistani brothers and sisters, India, just leave it that way. India is patriotic about their country, and Pakistan is patriotic about their country. And there's no point on social media having a go at each other if India loses to someone, if Pakistan loses to someone. But that's what they do. I thought social media will improve or enhance love, knowledge, stuff like this. But it's gone the opposite way. A lot more hatred on social media. People have, I'm all people giving their opinions. Sure, everybody got their opinion. But, be nice to people. But I don't see on social media. That's so unfortunate.
Yeah, that filter lets people run loose.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. How did you come across your diabetes diagnosis? How did that happen to a professional athlete?
Yeah, I was 29 when I got diagnosed, 1997. I remember the fateful month. I think it was September. I just started losing weight and sleepy, hungry, urinating a lot. And 3 days, 4 days, week, 2 weeks. Then I played one first class game in Karachi, pulled my muscle, just while batting, I pulled my hamstring. And then I went back and my dad came and he said, why don't you have a blood sugar test? I had no idea what blood sugar was. And then it got tested and it was 450, I think. Normal is 110, 110. And I think doctors they don't agree with me. But I've been diabetic for 25 years now, so I've done a lot of reading on it as well. I do ask a lot of questions, a lot of doctors worldwide. But mine got triggered with stress, I reckon. They said it's genetic, but stress is also a big killer, guys. If you keep it in you, if you think so much, it will affect you. For some, not being a diabetic, but anything else will affect inside the body. So make sure if you're stress situation, try to forget and work on it the next day. Don't sleep on it. Don't sleep with it. That's what I've learned.
And so as a professional athlete, what sort of changes are you forced to make once you have a diagnosis?
No, it was tough the first 2 years. First 6 months I was blaming everyone, the God, Allah. Why me? I'm a professional sportsman, I'm not fat. Usually it relates to obesity. Now, by the way, Pakistan is the third most country with diabetics. Officially 35 million people are diabetics now. And these are the known ones. Mostly are type 2. Type 2 is lifestyle. What is lifestyle? Weight, eating unhealthy, no exercise. And nowadays, I think type 2 age was 40, 45. 10 years ago, now it's 30, 35. Because of the lifestyle. Because if you put on weight around your belly, that puts stress on your pancreas. They produce insulin. And that's how type 2 diabetes start. And again, there's no awareness and there's no pain in diabetes. So that's why people don't go to doctors. With diabetes, I think the family has to know what the disease is like. If my father is a diabetic, the whole family should know what diabetes is all about. But unfortunately, we don't. Even I don't know about here, but in Pakistan, family doesn't know. They'll say, okay, my driver said go to that peer. We still believe in peers.
So you're a homeopathic physician?
No, it's not.
Person.
Actually, they're just fake people. Homeopathic is a homeopathic.
It's literally right. It is a spiritual advisor of sorts.
That sounds really good, actually. No, that sounds really good. Spiritual advisor. Yeah, quack. What is the word?
Quack.
Yes.
तो आपके लाइफ में spiritual advisors कौन है?
So many in the beginning. No. So many people can go to that guy, go to that guy, go to that guy. I believe in science. I believe in Allah too. I believe in science too. I just used to tell them to F off. Yeah, I'm in Punjabi, not in Urdu, not in English. Punjabi may sounds much better.
Yes, it does. And what work have you done with Roche and Neuro Nordisk?
A lot. I've been doing a lot of work in diabetes. I did a lot in India too, but unfortunately we can't travel to India. But in Pakistan, I do quite a bit. I go to second-tier cities, to Faisalabad, to Islamabad. Islamabad is not second-tier, but Rawalpindi, Gujranwala. Average person doesn't know what diabetes is in Pakistan. The doctors don't have time there. They'll be having 3 rooms. One doctor will be going from one room to other room to other room. They're charging fees and telling them, just writing them stuff. A diabetic patient needs a lot of care. A lot of them, a lot of questions. Awareness.
So, one thing I found fascinating in your book is that you've spoken very much about the role of mentors in your life. Most professional athletes struggle with this, but you've been able to become a mentor. So did that start with your KKR Kolkata Knight Riders position, or when did that start?
Well, I think that was the next step when I became a mentor of Knight Riders for 6 years. I think I was there. We won twice there. It was a great experience. But at the age you learn a lot, and I'm still learning. You got to set the tone yourself as a leader or as a head honcho. You got to set the tone. And if you're not exemplary yourself, you can't tell your team to be exemplary. It doesn't matter what you do in life, either cricket, either business, either your clinic or whatever. You got to set the tone right, and then everybody will follow.
And so after KKR and meeting Shanira, it almost feels like your life is taking another evolution where you've become this global ambassador or a global brand. Why is that very difficult for Pakistanis or Indians to get to that level?
I don't know about India, but I can tell you about Pakistan. I think, like I said, I'm working on India-Australia series happening in Australia. Star have just asked me to work for them a couple of test matches. There are 5 test matches. Usse pehle Pakistan team is touring Australia. 3 ODIs and 3 T20s in November. And I just, and I very rarely work in Pakistan. I can tell you truthfully, they don't pay. वो क्या कहते हैं English में? If you get peanuts, you get monkeys, something like this. हाँ, वो ये अगर सस्ते में कराओगे तो कोई सस्ते वाली आएंगे ना. So I pick and choose and I commentate. It's hard work. It's not very. Sounds very exciting. Commentary. But if the game starts at 10 in the morning, I call time at 7. 7 we have to leave the hotel to be at the ground by 7:15 for pitch reports, players interviews, pre-show, all these preparations, and then the whole day, and then the post-show, and then our digital is there. So it's a long day, especially if you're playing. One-day cricket is just too much. I just go to sleep while I'm commentating. It's just so boring. It really is too long now.
So one of the things you commentated for the recent World Cup, and then you went to Major League Cricket, and I listened to some of your commentary, and you're able to very expertly explain cricket to a US-based listening audience. Commentary is so much work. What drives you to keep doing it?
Look, I just wing it. If I say I work my heart, work my butt off, I sit down and write notes, I really don't. I literally write there and wing it. Sometimes I have to take pronunciations right. I do mess up there too. but I go to my stat guy who's sitting in our commentary box, the stat person. So when we talk stat, we already told him like this, how many scores this guy got in the last season, and say, you write it down and give it to us, and then we read it. And then of course pronunciation is very important. I do mess up there quite a few times, but I go early, 2 hours before I get the pronunciation right, especially of these Sri Lankan. Sri Lankan might get the hang of it. And I think Sri Lankan plays, Zimbabwean plays, South African, Dutch names are very difficult to pronounce. Dutch names are here. So I think Yak, his name is Yak Kalis. The whole country in Pakistan gave him a Jack. Oh, Jack.
Nate, why don't you tell us that story? I think it's still PG enough. That there's a player in the Pakistan team. His name is Fakhr Zaman.
Yeah, I was last year I was on radio Triple M in Australia. Pakistan was playing, so I was doing Fox TV. I was one stint there, one stint there. So they were talking about some names. I said, come on guys, you mess up one name. I said, try to pronounce Fakhr. It was Australian television, Australian live radio, massive. They couldn't. So I said, now pronounce Anis Fakhr. Imagine Aussie pronouncing Anis Fakhr. I was teaching my daughter to how to pronounce Fakhr. She's 9.5. She could. Every time she messed up,
she hit the K a little bit.
Yeah, K a little bit. And she laughed herself. I was saying the bad word. I said, no, but that's name bad.
That's just his name. अगर सीमा क्रिकेटर ना होते, what would सीमा be?
I have no idea. Probably broad, not a clue. I was 16 and a half when I got picked up for that game. I was second year of my college, and I didn't even knew that I'll become a cricketer. I had no idea, no planning, none whatsoever.
How did you keep this hair?
It wasn't that difficult then. I was 21, but now it's tough. Now I have to literally go here. Yeah, Jesus.
Nathan, in the book you mentioned that you had the famous mullet. When did you lose the mullet?
It wasn't a planned mullet. I think it was my nai. He messed it up. My barber messed it up, I reckon. Big time. मजाक में कितना अच्छा बादल मिल जाएगा ऐसे ही मिलेगा जो तो नाई कहते हैं. Yeah. I mean, our days there was a nai was 3-in-1. He used to cook, he used to do khatne, and then he used to cut your hair. Am I right? 3-in-1. Circumcision, cooking food, and haircut.
Same guy.
Same guy. The village is still there, I reckon. Yeah.
It was at the same time.
Yeah, same. That would be off. Yeah. Probably food first, then the haircut.
So, just so you know, after 5 years in the West, this is how he looked.
Yeah, I think that was a bad hair day. See, I was never bothered when we were bowling as a fast bowler. Like we have this young boy, Wasim Shah, who's very talented. Wasim Shah, his hair is proper. While bowling, he fixed his hair up like this. We weren't bothered. Doesn't matter, who cares? We are fast bowlers. We meant to look rough and tough and rugged. Not like white and properly face cream and shit. No.
You're the wild animals of
We
the
weren't.
cricket.
They're meant to be like this.
Even in baseball, the pictures with the edge have the hair coming out.
Yeah, we weren't bothered about how our hair looked while we were bowling. We knew people were gonna, especially if I was 21, we knew chicks gonna love it anyway.
Should we open to a few questions?
Yeah, please.
Questions for the Sultan?
ये ना पूछना 99 का वर्ल्ड कप क्यों आ रहे थे?
Before we start the questions, I just have one myself, which I
Yeah,
didn't
sure.
ask earlier. I think obviously you learned about Wasim Bhai's life, and thank you, Umar. Excellent questions, brilliant answers.
Good job.
First of all, I think for me personally as well, this question matters a lot, and I think your answer will matter a lot for other people as well. So, 1992 World Cup, you're a hero, of course.
Sure.
Umar brought up a question about, highs and lows in life, and everyone goes through that. It can be any time. And whenever you're at your high, everyone's there for you. When at your low, there are very few people that are there.
Yeah.
So for me, you're a hero from recovering from that position.
Thank you.
My question is that what at that point, when you're lowest in life, helps you come up and gives you direction? What did it to you?
Yeah, look, it's easier said than done, but in those situations, I just used to think, okay, the only answer I can give back to critics or to my people who are against me to perform on the field. Performance matters. A very simple mantra. No personal agenda, just perform the next day on the field. That's the best answer I could give back, and that's what I did. I just worked hard at it. I used to get 5 wickets in a test match, used to do 5 laps in the evening. That good form will stay longer. When you talk about form is good. So that's how I learned what I learned from my mentors. So yeah, I never lost kind of confidence in my ability, my skills. That was important.
That's amazing. I think also your friends which are very close to you here as well have said that not just in cricket, in life you've done that as well. So people need to know that and really appreciate that.
Thank you.
So I think first question.
Assalamu alaikum, Wasim bhai.
Sorry.
I just have a simple question which might not be too simple, right? How do we fix Pakistan cricket? I mean, we're losing to Bangladesh in home series now.
इसका जवाब तो हकीम लुकमान के पास भी नहीं है, whoever that Hakim was. But look, this I can't answer. It'll take time. The culture, religion is mixed up a bit in Pakistan. So nobody young gen. We have 65% out of 250 million is from age of 18 till 35. 65%. That's about 150 million over people at that age. And there is no way out for them. There's nothing to do for them. There's no jobs. There's no entertainment. I mean, when I go to Karachi or Lahore, the best I can do is eat. Food. That's all. There's nothing else to do, especially in Karachi. At the most, you can go to beach. And for average person, there's no entertainment. And that's why it will take time. Inshallah soon.
Inshallah. And what's your take on keep on changing the captain of the cricket team?
यार जो पाकिस्तान का हाल है वो क्रिकेट टीम का हाल है बेटा. So that's simple. Yeah.
Do your sons play cricket?
No, beta, they were very young. They've been through a lot. I was too focused on my kids to go to school, and they went to American school in Karachi, and they probably didn't have cricket either, but they weren't interested. So my elder boy is into mixed martial arts. He's in MMA, and younger one is just doing his bachelor's in cyber security.
Assalamu alaikum, right? My name is Omar Javed. I'm from Lahore, and I want to jog your memory a little bit. The first time that I met you, after Pakistan won the '92 World Cup, the Pakistan team came to Allahabad Medical College, Lahore, to have an event where Moin Akhtar Saab would interview you guys. And before that event, you guys came to the Allahabad Medical College hostel warden house. My dad was the warden at that time, and I was 6 years old. And I remember I was sitting next to you. You were wearing a maroon jacket, and to my left. To my right was Moin Akhtar Saab, and he was smoking cigarettes. And I just wanted to say that was it's one of the best memories of my life. And thanks for
Shukriya. Thank you very much.
thanks for spreading happiness.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
He's wearing a maroon jacket right now. Is that the same one?
Sat Sri Akal.
Sat Sri Akal ji.
Upinder Singh, I'm Indian,
Ji ji, sure.
and I watched 1992 World Cup when I was in 3rd grade, 8-year-old, and I came home and I watched it live. Still have memories of it. I played cricket a little bit. I'm now settled here as a professor in physiotherapy. My question is, you have an amazing journey of how you beat your diabetic conditions and still played for so many years. what was the role of healthcare professionals in your journey?
Look, sorry to cut you. Those days when I got diagnosed in '97, I think the technology, the physiotherapist, there was only a guy. I think physiotherapists came in '97, '98. Before that, we had Malchia, Masus, who was also 3-in-1. Yeah, he was. Masus, singer. And third one I forgot. Yeah, and he used to bring his own oil. खुद बना के लाता था. That has this I have to say this in Urdu और पंजाबी. वो अपना तेल आप बना के ले आता सी. वो तेल की स्मेल 3-3 हफ्ते नहीं सी जाती. कुड़ी को नहीं सी आती कोई. ऐसा तेल था वो. Yeah.
Hi Wasim bhai, Daniel here. Last time we met was back in your residence in Karachi. I was actually on Ariel's marketing team, so we came over for some paperwork and had them signed. So it's one of the best memories of my life.
Okay.
Seeing you 8 years later, still handsome and young. So I have a question about your. There's more two ways about the fact that you're the greatest bowler of all time. But let's talk about your batting. 7,000 first-class runs, average close to 23, 7 first-class hundreds. So walk us through your, passion for batting and your favorite innings of yours besides 33 in 1992 and your double century against Zimbabwe in 1996.
Yeah, a lot of people, even when I was playing, they kind of not criticized, but sort of said that he doesn't concentrate on his batting. But I wanted to be a bowler who can bat a bit. If I would have been concentrated on batting, Urdu mein kehte hain aadha teetar aadha bater. So I knew what my strengths are bowling, I should stick to it. And then if I bat, and extra, I think best innings is that you had 250 against Zimbabwe. A lot of people say Zimbabwe, but I went into bat when they were 170 to 6 when we were. Yeah, I got 250 here, more than Sachin, the great man.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Hi, Wasim sir. This is Sanjay. I'm from India.
Hi, Sanjay.
My question is pretty much a rather simple one. What would be the one impactful thing that you do in your life every day, maybe, that you would advise everyone to do?
I think, they say charity starts from home. I just try to make sure that I can be a good example to diabetics worldwide. And for that, to have a good, healthy lifestyle. And I just turned 58 about 2 months ago. But I did I think today I did about 16,000 steps. I was up at 6 in the morning. I did 9,000 steps in one go, just across. And also can able to see the places I go to. I love walking a lot. And then I went to gym at 9 and then, I try to be a nice, simple, easy person. That's it. Just easy. That's easier said than done though. Being easy.
Okay, we'll take the last two questions, and I love it when kids ask questions.
Yeah.
So, what inspired you to join cricket?
Beta, my hero was Imran Khan, Javed Mirdad. I used to see them play on television, and I wanted to play for Pakistan, and I was lucky that I actually had the privilege and honor to play with them while I was watching them as a kid, as your age, on television. And within 4 years, I was sitting with them in the dressing room. So that was a dream come true.
Last question, I'm in that table.
And then last one.
Hello, Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
Just a question. Shoaib Akhtar played in Rio captaincy. How was your experience with Shoaib Akhtar?
Great, fastest bowler in the history of the game.
And,
He was scarily quick. Actually, uska game doesn't matter, seriously, at times.
And who's the most funniest cricketer?
Funniest means,
the one who jokes a lot, make fun.
in my time or now, I don't know about now cricketers, but
Your time.
our time, 90s, Ijaz Ahmed was quite funny. Now again, like I said, 90 cricketers have lost the plot. अब थोड़े पागल हो चुके हैं सारे. Pagal is on the right, but mental maybe. Yeah, they're just weird.
Assalamualaikum.
Ji, sorry.
When I grew up watching you, I I grew up watching every player you played with. There was so much aggression when you guys went on the field. We knew you guys were there to just beat them. Why is it missing today?
Yeah, killing instinct, believing. They don't believe in themselves. They're used to those flat tracks. You know, when you're captain, you see, sport or in life, winning and losing is part of it. And there's also a style in losing. Means if you're scared if I'm going to lose before the game or before any big, thing in your life, 90% you're going to lose. You go in, okay, I'm going to win, and if I lose in process, it's okay. But that's not the case with this. The culture has to be changed. The mindset has to be changed. That's not like overnight. It's not a quick fix.
And last question will go to the next generation, so we'll finish off.
Yeah.
So, are you the youngest or are you the oldest?
I'm as old as a dinosaur, so the oldest. Good question though. Once I was the youngest who took 10 wickets in Test cricket. I think that has been broken, but yeah.
Wasim bhai, this has been hugely fascinating. Who's enjoyed the questions and the...
Thank you.
Do a quick drawing.
Yeah, sure.
Pick somebody.
Dr. Google? Just kidding. Like a family guy did here. Daniel Afzal.
So what parting words for your attendees and fans and the kids?
Lord, I would like to thank everyone who came today. And of course, thank to you, Doc, Omar, Zirak, Salam, and to the whole team and your family to organize this event. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I had to kind of censor it a bit today because of the kids sitting here. Otherwise, I had some funny stories. Maybe next time, some sari grown up at him. But yeah, I had a good time. I was just easy, relaxed, and beautifully organized, Doc. Thank you very much, and inshallah, see you guys soon, and all the love. Thank you.
Thank you.